Welcome to Reading the Bible with Pastor. Today we're on Genesis chapter 46, starting at verse 28. Previously, we had read about how Joseph calls his family to live in Egypt during the famine. And we read about the generation of Jacob, showing all the people of Jacob's family and enumerating them so we know that all of them came to live in Egypt. Now we'll read about how Joseph finally meets his father after so many years. He had sent Judah ahead of him to Joseph to show the way before him in Goshen, and they came into the land of Goshen. This he who sent Judah ahead is Jacob. Then Joseph prepared his chariot, and went up to meet Israel his father in Goshen. He presented himself to him, and fell on his neck, and wept on his neck a good while. Israel said to Joseph, "Now let me die, since I have seen your face, and know that you are still alive." Joseph and Jacob have been apart for many years, and here they're in such happiness that they cry on each other's shoulders. And Jacob, in his happiness, says he is willing to die because this is such an awesome moment to see his son, whom he had thought was dead. Joseph said to his brothers and to his father's household, "I will go up and tell Pharaoh, and will say to him, 'My brothers and my father's household, who were in the land of Canaan, have come to me. And the men are shepherds, for they have been keepers of livestock, and they have brought their flocks and their herds and all that they have. When Pharaoh calls you and says, 'What is your occupation?' you shall say, 'Your servants have been keepers of livestock from our youth, even until now, both we and our fathers, in order that you may dwell in the land of Goshen. For every shepherd is an abomination to the Egyptians.'" So Joseph went in and told Pharaoh, "My father and my brothers with their flocks and herds and all they possess have come from the land of Canaan. They are now in the land of Goshen." And from among his brothers he took 5 men and presented them to Pharaoh. Pharaoh said to his brothers, "What is your occupation?" And they said to Pharaoh, "Your servants are shepherds, as our fathers were." They said to Pharaoh, "We have come to sojourn in the land, for there is no pasture for your servants' flocks. For the famine is severe in the land of Canaan. And now please let your servants dwell in the land of Goshen." Here the brothers use a special word, sojourn, meaning a wanderer or traveler, and it reminds us of the promise that was given to Abraham, that they would possess the land of Canaan. The brothers believe in that promise, believe in their God, and know that they are just sojourning in this land, that they will eventually leave this land and take possession of Canaan. We'll continue with verse 5 of chapter 47. Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Your father and your brothers have come to you. The land of Egypt is before you. Settle your father and your brothers in the best of the land. Let them settle in the land of Goshen. And if you know any able men among them, put them in charge of my livestock." Pharaoh gives Goshen to them to settle on, to shepherd their flocks. Goshen is part of the northern part of Egypt, off the delta of the Nile, and it is a fertile land because the Nile overflows its banks and irrigates the land there. So it is, as Pharaoh says, the best land. We'll continue with verse 7. Then Joseph brought in Jacob his father, and stood before Pharaoh. And Jacob blessed Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said to Jacob, "How many are the days of the years of your life?" And Jacob said to Pharaoh, "The days of the years of my sojourning are 130 years. Few and evil have been the days of the years of my life, and they have not attained to the days of the years of the life of my fathers in the day of their sojourning." Isaac, his father, would have lived to be 180 years old, and his grandfather, Abraham, lived to be 175. And Jacob blessed Pharaoh, and went out from the presence of Pharaoh. Then Joseph settled his father and his brothers, and gave them a possession in the land of Egypt, in the best of the land, in the land of Ramses, as Pharaoh had commanded them. Ramses is going to be a future city that will be in the land of Goshen. And Joseph provided his father, his brothers, and all his father's household with food according to the number of their dependents. We'll pick up next time with Genesis chapter 47 at verse 13. And we've seen how Joseph has met up with his father after many years, and they are now settling in the land of Goshen. As always, please subscribe to the channel and share this with others so that they may also read the Bible with Pastor.